Hi, it's good to be with you again on Power Wheel as we bring you more activities by operators and stakeholders in the power sector to improve electricity supply in the country. I am Sheung Olagunju. You're welcome. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has sought closer private sector collaboration, especially in the distribution chain, following improved electricity generation. Speaking at the 19th Power Sector Stakeholders Meeting hosted by Ecodisco in Lagos, the Minister said the payment assurance guarantee to the generation companies, as well as the verification of the MDA debts, were part of the government's plan to resolve liquidity challenges in the power sector.
We have concluded the verification of the MDA debts, and from claims of over 90 billion, we have verified 27 billion as owed to the federal government, by the federal government, and that we were working out a payment plan. This government has approved a payment assurance guarantee for all companies that are producing power to the grid, and that indeed some payments have been made under that program, and others were being processed.
Mr. Fashola commended the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, for its new mini-grid regulation, which has yielded new projects already, with the commissioning of a new 20 kW project in Kwale local government area of the FCT, with a plan to power 145 households and 5 businesses, plus another one to be completed shortly in Kano State.
I will only implore stakeholders to cooperate with NERC to fast-track the completion of the regulations for metering service providers and eligible customers. They will ultimately help us to distribute the over 6,000 megawatts of power that we are now able to deliver, out of which we are currently only able to distribute about 4,000 because of some of the problems at distribution level, which we are working with the discos to solve. We remain open to useful and practical suggestions from each disco about what we can do to help each one of them overcome the distribution equipment deficit that they are grappling with. We on our part commit to continue to support the entire value chain to deliver the promise of privatization and better power.
At the meeting, the Niger Delta Power Holding Company NDPAC announced the completion of Magboro Connection project and also informed of progress of projects in Ugwaji, Egbema, Okija, Omotosho and Oloronshogo host communities with expected completion by December this year, while TCN also announced the completion of rehabilitation works at Omotosho plant in line with planned reconnection of the communities, adding that the transformer replacement in Kombotso is in progress with a view to completing at the end of December 2017. The TCN further reported progress of projects in Alagbon and the completion of projects in Akongba, Aja and Ejigbo, all in Lagos.
On our side, we have added a 15 MVA at Okera, a brand new 15 MVA, which will give us additional 12 megawatts. Before then, we were to schedule. So that's an incremental power. At Alagbon, where we have done a lot, transmission also has done a lot, NDPHC also have done a lot there. We have 2 by 60 MVA, 2 by 66 MVA, and a 60 MVA Bobitra that have just been commissioned.
In its report, NERC announced the commencement of nationwide stakeholder consultation for sanctions on meter bypass regarding a potential penalty to be determined after consultation with discos. Other topics due for consultation include regulations on eligible customers, metering, review of MITRE methodology, and business continuity regulation. The monthly meeting focuses on identifying, discussing and finding practical solutions to critical issues facing the Nigerian electricity supply industry. We now bring you the concluding part of Power Wheel's interview with the Interim Managing Director of TCN, Mr. Usman Good Mohammed.
First of all, we have achieved frequency control. The frequency of Nigerian power is now as good as anyone, is as good as those in other parts of West Africa. For example, because we have achieved this frequency from 2000, from May 22nd to date, TCN has been able to, TCN's frequency has become stable, and our people who are supplying power, like Benin Republic and Niger, have individually commended TCN for the level of stability that we achieved from May 22nd to date. But the achievement of frequency control is not actually, you cannot say it's TCN's sole achievement, because we work in collaboration with the GEMCOs to achieve the frequency control, even though it is their duty under the power sector grid code for them to provide free governor control for all their generators. But it also requires some level of investment for them to be able to do that. But we have been able to achieve frequency control, which has not been in place for the past 20 years. And as a result of that, West African Power Pool have requested for synchronization of the power from Nigeria and other parts of West Africa. This is the case. It has been all the power that Nigeria supplied to Benin Republic and to Togo has actually been islanded. That power does not flow to other parts of West Africa, but now our power can flow from Nigeria to all other parts of West Africa. And I also want to tell you that several other countries now have started demanding for our power. And that is the reason why West African Power Pool is launching the study for the second Ikeja West Sakete transmission line. And the Northern Core is also being fast-tracked. And there is also a request by the government of Togo and Benin Republic that a median backbone should be built from Kaenji to Parakou, Parakou to northern Ghana, and northern Togo to northern Ghana, so that it will join the line that is being built by Ghana from the southern Ghana to northern Ghana and to Burkina Faso. So this is what we have achieved in terms of frequency control. I also want to inform you that we have raised $1.55 billion. In the history of TCN, there was no single time that TCN raised more than $200 million in 1 year. And so we have been able to raise that. And that is not only. TCN has scoped those projects and some of them has even gone to the level of being into negotiation without a single consultant. TCN staff are the one that scoped those projects and prepared the project. So this is also a big achievement, because our staff are highly motivated, and they are highly motivated, and they are working hard to ensure that we implement the projects. We have also done some level of decentralization. We are not yet there, but we have done some level of the decentralization. We have sent a lot of engineers so far. We have sent accountants to the region to empower the regions, and we have been sent some of the projects that are done in the headquarters are done in the region now. For example, tree clearing now is never going to be awarded in headquarters. In fact, the last one, all of them were awarded in the region, because they are the regional managers, they are the one that knows those people who they can work with. So this is where we are working. And in going forward also, we are working to see how we can collaborate more with other agencies. For example, we have received a lot of support from other collaborators. I can tell you we are receiving support from DFID through NIAF, who are supporting us to build the capacity of the regional office. We are receiving support clearly from GIZ in looking at some of the study, like especially the relay study, the flow angle study to stabilize the grid. We are also working with Power Africa in monitoring and evaluation and in tariff setting. And so many other collaborators have agreed to work with us, which is an achievement. But another thing that we have also achieved is that for the first time in the history of TCN, NAC, we have made a case to NAC, and NAC has agreed that TCN should submit a case for extraordinary tariff review. This has never happened in the history of TCN. Another achievement we have also done is that TCN was created in 2011. From 2011 to the time I came, TCN has never submitted a single audit. When I came in to date now, we have submitted the audit of 2012 to 2014. We have also done the audit of 2015. We are on the 2016. So this is also a significant achievement for TCN, because without that audit, I'm sure those multilateral donors would not have agreed to give us the financing that we're getting. So these are some of the achievements. But we also intend to work hard to achieve more. TCN wants to be the lead in solving some of the problems in the power sector, and we are leading. We'll continue to lead. We'll support the government, the minister, and ensure that he achieves his mandate of incremental power. If you look at, initially, we had some problem in the power sector. The reform has not gone the way we expected. But if you look at the recent actions of the government, especially by the Honorable Minister of Power, Barrister Babatunde Fashola, you will discover that we have a direction now. We have a direction in TCN. We have a direction on how to handle the issue of incremental power, which is the strategy of the Honorable Minister. And we have a direction on the gas supply through this power sector recovery plan, which we have put the government has put 701 million to pay $1 billion to pay gas suppliers and the generators. So you see that there is a direction, and if this direction is sustained, believe me, in the next 1 or 2 years, you will see so many differences will come into the power sector. The minister has declared the eligible customer. The minister is even supporting this cause to raise funds. This is what I know. So if we continue the way we are going, I believe that the problem that has been created as a result of some of the policies that was not right in the power sector reform is being corrected by the Honorable Minister. In fact, Rural Electrification Agency is working very hard now to support expanding the grid, and if you look at the mini grid policy has even been has come out from the NAC. So we have a mini grid regulation. So everything is being put in place now. I think we have the vigor now. Things are moving very right. I think the legacy I want to leave in TCN is that, when I came to TCN, my own is to work with my colleagues and make history. The history is that we should transform TCN to be one of the best grid in the world. And I don't see any reason why we cannot do that. If you look at what we achieved in the last 6 months, it's enough to tell you that Nigerians have the capacity to do the right thing if we are empowered. So with the empowerment that I received from Honorable Minister of Power, who gave us the free hand with my colleagues, we have worked hard to, at least that TCN is not the way it used to be before. We have provided direction to TCN. TCN going forward intended to lead Africa in power transmission, and this is the way we intend. And we are putting in the structures to ensure that even if we are not there, the legacy that we want to be achieved will be sustained.
You're watching Power Wheel, TCN's weekly focus on efforts at improving the grid and power supply. You can watch this episode and other past ones on our YouTube channel, TCN Power Wheel, and please subscribe to get updates. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also visit our website, www.tcn.org.ng. We'll be back shortly. Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, has inaugurated a 15 MVA transformer 20 operational transformers, and 20 vehicles at the Eco Electricity Distribution Company, Eco Disco, worth billions of naira. Fashola inaugurated the projects shortly after the 19th Power Sector Stakeholders Forum at the Akongba Training School in Surulere, Lagos. The minister expressed satisfaction with the performance of the management team of Eco Disco, led by its Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Oladele Amoda.
The more energy you use and the more money you pay. And during the day, if you conserve energy, you will save money. And also to start thinking of energy saving bulbs as part of our strategy for incremental power. Because the less energy you consume, the more energy that is available for us to use. And I was explaining that the incandescent bulb has a price that is 7 times cheaper to buy than the energy saving bulb. But it costs you 7 times more energy because it consumes 7 times more energy than the energy saving bulb. Meanwhile, the energy saving bulb costs you 7 times more to buy than the incandescent bulb, but consumes 7 times less energy. So it's for you to do the math. Incandescent bulb, cheap capital outlay, heavy daily recurrent expenditure over a long time, which is cheaper, or energy saving bulb, heavy capital outlay, cheap maintenance and recurrent, and cheaper bills on your meter reading.
The interim managing director of TCN, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, has promised to work with the staff of the company to achieve the capacity of effectively wheeling generated power to the load centers for onward distribution to Nigerians. Mr. Mohammed made the promise while addressing the staff of TCN's Port Harcourt region during his visit there recently. The MD, while applauding the staff for their efforts in making the system work after the exit of the Manitoba Hydro International of Canada, noted that power grid anywhere in the world is not managed by the private sector, but the government, who then creates the enabling environment for the stakeholders in the industry to thrive.
And we need to make TCN to work so that we don't give chance for other people to do whatever they like. Something happened last week. I was asked, what is the way forward for TCN? So I asked, I said, what do you want? What answer do you want from me? It's a top government official that asked me in the power sector. They said they want to ask me whether TCN should be privatized or TCN should be left the way it is. Or it should be left in government hand. So I asked the person also a question to answer. If he can answer, I will also give him my answer. I said, if TCN was privatized, the way the other companies have been privatized, how will the power sector look like now? Because TCN will have either joined the Association of Gencos or the Association of Discos, isn't it? So if they join any of these associations, how will the power sector look like? It will have been worse than what it is now, isn't it? So that is what I said. So I said, if you look at that scenario and you look at what is happening in other jurisdictions, power grid of India, is it a private hand or is it owned by government? Another country that is similar to Nigeria is Brazil. The power grid, the grid of Brazil, is it owned by government or is it owned by private sector? All those two that I mentioned, which are more closely related to Nigeria because we have similar characteristics with those countries, the grids are owned by government. So I don't see any reason why our own should be different. But you see, the only way we can stop these people from doing what they want to do is for us to perform and make sure that we can work. Government agency can work. There's nothing the government agency cannot work. In any case, any country where government does not work, it means the private sector is not also at its best. Because the government laid the enabling environment for private sector to perform. So if the enabling environment is not good, there's no way private sector will perform. So this is where we are. So it's a chance for us to prove that a government agency can perform. And that is what we are doing.
The General Manager, Transmission Port Harcourt Region, Engineer Solomon Uyoko, in his welcome address, appreciated the MD's visit and stated some challenges facing the region, while also pledging the commitment of the staff to support the management.
I want to stand with my management team and all the staff to welcome you, sir. So you're welcome to Port Harcourt. This is the oil city, only city that understand the language of crude oil. And it is from here that we service other places in the country. We have an uncompleted project that is ongoing. Since I came here, I've not seen any work going on. The other issue that is peculiar to us is the issue of security, sir. We are faced with challenges of security. Like this place we are here, fences are being broken into almost on a daily basis. If you put them up, by night they will break it in. 18 conductors carted away and so many things like that, using this place as a thoroughfare. But we will have the presence of armed security men that will man our gates. That can be stopped. Our impress is actually nothing to write home about. And I can tell you that there are staff that are seated here or standing that commit so much of their salary to do work. And there will, some of them, sometimes they have to wait for 3 months because you cannot attend to all the requests, the technical issues and other ones in the impress that comes in the month. So, sir, we are imploring you that since you are here, you will help us. The next thing I want to talk about, sir, is the issue of work vehicles. As we are talking now, in our farm, for instance, there is no functional work vehicle. And we cannot attend to faults, clearing of faults on the line. We have terrain as forest and things like that. We need functional vehicles. Let me just say, like in Port Harcourt sub-region here, most of the time, when they take the vehicles out for job, they end up pushing the vehicle or abandoning it, or we sending another vehicle to go and tow it. That is how bad the situation of work vehicles as far as this region is concerned. So if you help us to solve this problem, we will be able to attend to faults on time. We will reduce the downtime of equipment in this region.
The interim MD CEO also visited Aloji and Afam sub-regions as part of the tour of TCN transmission regions. That's it on Power Wheel for now. We look forward to having you join us again. Remember to subscribe to TCN Power Wheel on YouTube and watch this and any other past episode of the program. As we leave you, remember, vandalism of transmission or any power equipment is sabotage. It keeps us all in darkness and could cost you your freedom or even your life. I am Shion Olagunju. Thanks for watching.